So recently I bought a bunch of Raspberry Pi 4s to set up a k3s cluster. K3s is lightweight Kubernetes for edge devices like Raspberry Pi. As you can see, I have assembled the Pi cluster, and the Pi on the top of the cluster is running. To keep the cluster cool, I also ordered the Fan SHIM by pimoroni. I hope I pronounce it right. It was very easy to install the fan of the Pi. It was just a matter of using the plastic nuts and bolts and clicking the fan on the Raspberry Pi's GPIO pins. So the fan runs per default, even if the Pi is cool, as you can see right now. It, however, does come with a software package written in Python to control the fan when it turns on or off. So let's configure it. First of all, I'm going to show you the current temperature. So I'm using the VC GNCMD CMD, which comes on Raspbian operating system. As you can see, the current temperature is 29 degrees. I'm gonna put a watch on it to keep an eye on the temperature. So here we go. As you can see, the temperature varies somewhere between 28 29 degrees Celsius. Now we can configure the thresholds when to turn on or off the fan. So for this we do need a sudo which is going to install a service. So it has a few flags. We can say the on threshold is 55. So once the temperature hits 55 degrees, it will turn it on. And we can also say when to turn it off, actually. Let's put that to 45 degrees. And we can also say how often it should pull the temperature. Let's put that to 2 seconds. Enter. As you see, it configures the service, and the fan immediately stops because the temperature, as you see, is 31 degrees, and it is lower than the off threshold. And also the LED is turned on to green. So now it is time actually to turn on the heat and see how it whether it turns on when the temperature rises. For that we should produce some heat. Actually, I use a very nice tool that I did not know previously. It's called stress, and you could just create some load on CPU. For example, because we have 4 cores, we use all the 4 cores. C stands for CPU, or core in this case, I think, and we can run it for about 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. So as soon as I hit enter, as you can see, the temperature starts to raise. It is about 44 degrees right now, and it is rising. I should say that my room temperature currently is about 19 degrees Celsius, so that doesn't help actually. But we'll see. It might take a few seconds. It is now 50 degrees, 51. So there is a certain moment that the fan will turn on. As you can see right now, the fan is off and the LED is green. However, I should say that the LED is not green anymore. It is turning orange, which is a sign of upper bound of the threshold. Right, the fan has started, as you can see, because we just hit 55 degrees or more, and the temperature decreases. It is now 50 degrees. The stress command is still running. It means that the CPUs are still occupied and produce some heat. I can turn off the stress, and as you can see, the temperature should drop immediately. Yes, as you can see, the temperature has dropped below the 45 degrees and the fan has stopped. And the cool thing is that the LED has turned green.